I am diving into Lucy Score's Knockemout series, and I'm capturing my raw reactions and thoughts with each twist and turn. There's going to be laughter, there's going to be tears, romance, and fights. I just know it. So buckle up for an unforgettable journey that we're taking together through what I expect to be a captivating trilogy. The first book of the series is called Things We Never Got Over, this one right here. And it has been sitting on my bookshelf for, I don't know, 6 months, maybe more than that, maybe almost a year. It actually holds a special place in my heart because I started seeing all the rave reviews at the beginning when I was getting into book talk. And it was the first book fairy mail book that I received from Kimberly. And here is the gift note because I still have it in here. And I usually keep book notes with me in the book that I received it because it just reminds me of how generous people are, and I just love seeing it. And it's my bookmark that I use, or just sandwich it in and keep it there until I actually read it. I don't know why it took me so long to get to reading this book, but I'm finally getting to it. So, Kimberly, if you are watching this, thank you again from the deepest parts of my heart. I'm so, so grateful and I'm excited to read it. So let's dive into this. And also, just another note, this is the only book that I have physically because I was kind of non-committal and I didn't know if I was going to like it. I didn't know if it was going to live up to the hype. And so I didn't want to invest in all three. I don't know what that says about me, but I will go to the bookstore or order on Amazon. I mean, it comes pretty fast on Amazon Prime, right? So I can do that or go to the library or whatever. And so I just have the first book. We're going to see where we get with book number one. By the way, if you have never been book faired, because I talked about that, or if you don't even know what that is, comment below. I want to know if there are tons of people watching that have never been book faired, because I think it's one of the most amazing things that are part of the book community. And it's just where people you don't know in real life send you book mail and mostly Amazon wish lists and things like that. But comment if you don't know what it is, or if you've never been book faired. I am just curious how many of you have never been book faired. And if there are enough of you, maybe we can make something happen. I'm going to do book summaries of each one, the synopsis, really off of the back of this, or on Amazon or Goodreads or wherever they have little synopses, right? So those are not going to be spoilers, but once I start getting into the raw reactions and readings and reviews of why I did or did not like the book itself, then there are going to be spoilers. So I will try to put alerts so that you know where I will be potentially spoiling if you have not read it yet. Or you can just bookmark the whole video and come back to it after. There's been no spoilers up to this point. So Knox Morgan is the main male character. He is the bearded bad boy barber who doesn't like to get involved with high maintenance romantic women because he just keeps relationships at arm's length. And Naomi, our female main character, is a runaway bride, and she has come to knock him out to, I keep saying knock me out, it is knock him out. And so if I keep saying that interchangeably, I apologize, but it is knock em out. Okay, so Naomi is that runaway bride. She's come to knock him out to help her evil twin, Tina, but it turns out that her evil twin just played her again and stole her car and her cash, basically everything, leaving her stranded in this tiny town of Knockemout, Virginia. And since Naomi is in a bind, Knox kindly offers to help her out, planning to leave her alone once she seems okay. But we all know that's just the plan, and plans don't always go as we hope. Right. Her car gets taken with her phone and all of her stuff. And then she inherits a kid that just is okay with getting left by her mom, even if she is a no good, can't support her mom. This is kind of strange. I'm going to keep going and hope that it gets better. It's called Knockemout. Now I get it because they just punch each other and then get over it. Sometimes. It seems there's something in the air with these brothers. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, but I guess you knock them out and then you just pick yourself back up and keep going. I mean, that is kind of cool instead of holding grudges and stuff, because a lot of women will hold on to grudges. I'm totally stereotyping, but yeah. But these boys are fighting over something, and I'm guessing it's not a woman from the past. I will say I love Steph, the best friend, the gay best friend that is taking care of her in all the different ways. And I love him. I love the characters in here. They are developing, they are coming along, they are growing on me. There's still a lot of pages to go, but hopefully it doesn't get dragged out. I am enjoying it, but there are a lot of pages. The girl banter and the boy banter. The banter is pretty good. I love the mom aspect in this book. Because I am a mom, I think I appreciate that even more, where it talks about single moms being the hero. I can't imagine parenting alone, so absolutely agree with that. And there's also this discussion with the caseworker, Yolanda Suarez, and it's saying that the important part is not to be perfect as a parent, right? It is setting an example for your niece about how she doesn't need to turn herself inside out to be loved, how she doesn't need to set herself on fire to keep someone else warm. Demanding to have your own needs met isn't problematic. It's heroic, and kids are watching. They're always watching. If you set an example that tells her the only way she's worthy of love is by giving everyone everything, she'll internalize that message. Absolutely. Amen. There's a difference between taking care of someone because you love them and taking care of someone because you want them to love you. There was a big difference. Okay. Preach to the choir. Preach to the choir. So many things I absolutely loved about the book. At first, I was kind of like, oh, the violence, the like stupidity, the like trash sister, didn't really like it, but it grew on me. I will definitely keep reading in the trilogy. So book 2 is going to be on audio. I got it on Hoopla. I don't know if you can see that, but I got it on Hoopla, which if you have not used Hoopla, I am a fan of free books. So my wallet cannot afford to keep buying all these books, right? And so I love free. And so I share all kinds of resources. If you like free, if you like audiobooks, I am your gal, and I have tons of tips and tricks. So check out this video of all my favorite like ways to listen to things for free and libraries that you can access, things like that. It is 17 hours, 17 minutes. So that's a pretty long book, but I love audiobooks. They are my jam. What is it about? So this is Nash Morgan, and I love that the characters, they build. So while you could read these separately, they get better as you read them in order. So I highly recommend that, and that is what I am doing as well. I have learned from other mistakes I've made in other series, so I'm reading these in order. Okay, number 2, Nash Morgan was known as the good Morgan brother that was loved by everyone for his charm and heart for doing good. And however, he is changed through being shot and is now overshadowed by these panic attacks and nightmares that come at him way more than he'd like. He doesn't want to let everybody know about these issues, though, because why would you talk about your issues? And even if he doesn't feel like himself and is struggling, he just doesn't want to let anybody see that. In comes smart and hot next door neighbor Lena, who sees his shadows and his struggles and actually reaches in. She doesn't like physical contact. However, Nash's touch affects her differently, and they both feel that there is something there, but there is a reason Lena is in town, and if Nash finds out, she does not think he will ever forgive her. While she doesn't do relationships, she's okay with short-term things, so that's where it starts, that's where it goes. Let's dive in. Oh. Oh, Miss Tweety, Mrs. Tweety and her gang, her gym gang. I love them. And I love this scene.
Gotta finish this set, Mrs. Tweety hollered. Don't make me add more wall balls. And now everyone's looking at us, Steph muttered. Everyone, including Jeremiah and Nash. I squared my shoulders. We have to do this, and we have to do it sexy. You might as well take your shirt off then, I said. Same goes. Maybe they'll be so hypnotized by my pecs and your tits, they won't notice when we go into cardiac arrest. Let's try to avoid that part, I suggested. I can't promise anything. Let's go, kids, Vernon called. Last set, best set, Mrs. Tweety shouted.
I love these characters. These characters have grown on me so much. I love Steph, the bestie. I love Lena and the quirkiness of all of these people. I love the characters. All right. Now we're at book 3, and I got this from the library because love me my libraries and my free books, right? We're moving on to Lucian and Sloane, and Lucian is a lean, mean, vengeance-seeking mogul. He's on a quest to erase his abusive father's mark on the family name. Spends every waking minute pulling strings and building his empire. The guy does not sleep, but the more money and power he gains, which he has lots, the safer he feels, except when it comes to this one feisty small town librarian named Sloane. And they have a bond from childhood of an old dark secret from the past. And they have a mutual disdain for each other, but you know there's a fine line between love and hate. So Sloane trusts Lucian about as far as she can throw his designer-suited body. However, their bickering fans the flames that may be impossible to put out again this time. So while Sloane is more than ready to start a family, Lucian refused to even consider the idea of marriage and kids, which seems like a big problem for these enemies to lovers. And until Lucian can learn the hard way that leaving Sloane is impossible, the very least he can do is keep her safe. 581 pages. Definitely way more invested now, so let's finish this trilogy. The whole boy scene where the Knox and Nash come and help out Lucian because he is sad in his house, and they go outside for the ambush of the snow, and how they talk about it. The boy banter. The banter is just great. Makes me giggle, makes me laugh. And there's so many emotional moments. And I'm trying to figure out what happened because Emily took the fall for maybe Sloane's dad and she just doesn't know. Or maybe she told on him because she thought he was being hurt, but it was part of a plan. I don't know. Let's find out. Those of you that said book 3 is the best, you are absolutely correct. I am 7 chapters in and have already giggled, and I don't know if you can tell, I cried. The mom scene. Oh man. All right, chapter 8, here we go. Petula. I love Petula. Petula? Stayed up and finished it. Not too late this time. But, okay, people that said book 3 was the best, you were right, in my opinion. Was it still long? It is like 500, almost 600 pages still. All of them are. And so, yes, for the people that say it's a little long, I agree. There's a lot of, come on, Lucian, get it through your head that you want this. Yes, so could that have happened earlier where he comes to his senses? Stupid man. And figure it all out? Yes, but the banter in this one was a lot better in my opinion. And there's the build-up from all the previous books. Because if you read the first 2, then there's definitely a lot of what is happening, what is the beef between them. You already felt the build-up, the chemistry, you know something's coming.